Hey folks, welcome. Hope you all guys are doing well. So today I just want to very quickly talk about how I would launch an Amazon FBA product from scratch. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to assume you have your product, you have it designed, you've it built, and you've identified, a space in the market where you feel you can fit in and add value. And that value can be, you know, um, using FBA instead of FBM. It can be, maybe better creative. It can be um a whole host of things, right? Like literally a whole host of things, or just a better product even. So that's where you're going to stand out, right? And you feel that there's consumers there looking for that product and they'll buy yours, right? But how would I go about launching that? Now, I've changed the way I've launched videos. What am I? I'm thinking of the video here. I've changed the way I've launched products over the past number of years, right? Back in the day, I used to just have the product shipped to me or to a third party warehouse and then sent into Amazon, right? I would have my listing, which I prepared myself, and I'd have images which I would likely have taken myself. That was kind of my launch plan, and that worked, right? Back in the day. Things have changed a little bit since then. Like Amazon is more competitive now than it was. I'm still saying, like, myself and Alex always say this, like we feel the competition is weak. And like that's not to say there's not strong sellers out there. There's sellers out there that are extremely strong. There's sellers out there, I'll be honest, that are better at this than me by far, right? I guarantee you, right? There's always nearly going to be someone better than you, right? But that's aside, right? There's still a lot of sellers that are not, that are just making good money, but like you could easily compete with them, right? Just by following a few simple rules, right? So, and that all comes into like really good creative and like, really good product and, in stock and all this kind of stuff, right? Which we do talk about in other videos and inside my academy program and all those cool things, right? But this is how I would launch a product, right? So the product is on the ship. Let's assume it's on Amazon Global Logistics ship. Not that they have, well, they do actually, I think, have ships, but usually they charter them. But anyway, it's in a container belonging to Amazon Global Logistics, and it's coming through the seas there, and it's heading towards the UK, right? It's going into a UK fulfillment center, but it could be the US or whatever. What I would do is, first of all, I'm happy. I have all my creative done. I have all my copy done. All that is A1. We're content with, right? So that means the second the product goes live inside Amazon, so they've processed the stock into the fulfillment center, and it becomes available to purchase for consumers, I would automatically, as a matter of course, like I would enroll that product in Vine. And what Vine is, it's a program whereby you give away your product to consumers in return for a review, an honest review, right? So I would like to, and maybe, ideally you'd like maybe about 5 to 10 units, but it really depends on the price of the product. But I would like 5 to 10 units given away. So that's like 5 to 10 reviews, right? Now, if you're nervous that you might get negative reviews, which we all are, we don't want to get negative reviews, but if you're nervous of that, I would I would rewind here and I go back to the step of designing the product and just making sure that like, can we avoid any potential issue that consumers come up with? Like try to avoid them all, right? And if we avoid them, and a little handy tip, you'll see a lot of potential problems in reviews of other products that are similar or identical to yours, right? And so if we can avoid those problems, and we should be pretty confident to send the product out for Vine reviews. And the simpler the product, like the more confident you should be. But the reality is, if your product goes to market and is bad, you're going to get a lot of returns and you're going to get negative reviews. And if you get those returns and negative reviews, like Amazon potentially could shut your listing down and you could lose your investment and it's not good, right? So let's just hope that, your product's good and you're going to get on average a pretty strong review, right? So when my product goes live, as I said, I will go straight away and run those Vine reviews. Now, as part of my listing creation, I would have chosen a price. Now, originally, I used to just list the product at the price I wanted to sell at. Like, this is the price. I've calculated, for example, I'm going to sell my item at $24.99, right? And I put it live at $24.99. But what I've learned recently with a product that I'm involved in, that I own, we put live, right? We're actually working with a member of the community actually on this product, and we put it live. And we put it live at $34.99, right? Now, it wasn't supposed to be $34.99. It just was. But we actually made sales at that, right? Like we made sales at 34.99. I was like, whoa, that's pretty good. And we actually reduced the price to 29.99. I'm still selling, and we've actually reduced it a little bit further to, I believe it's 25.99 now. And our original price was 23 or 24.99, right? That we wanted to sell at. Now we reduced it not because it wasn't selling, it was selling, right? But we actually have a large quantity of stock, and we want to get a really good run rate, because in this case it's better to sell more with a little bit less profit than it is to hold these products in stock in Amazon. We want to get that momentum, that ranking organically. Then perhaps we can increase the price in the future, right? But for you, if you have a smaller quantity of stock, I actually would list at that higher price. And if it starts selling at that, great. But remember that you can then lower the price. So if you hold a higher price for 30 days and then drop it, at least I think it's 30 days. It could be a bit less, but let's just say 30 days. And then you drop it to a lower price, or your initial price. Amazon will automatically be like, oh, hold on a minute, this product is going really well. Let's give traffic to this, right? And consumers will see, like, lowest price in 30 days and all these sort of discounts, and like, in their face, and they'll be like, value, bargain, let's do this. Let's buy this item, right? And I honestly, as I said, believe the algorithm rewards like you dropping the price by a considerable point. So what I would do is, as I said, first of all, give products away for Vine, and list a little bit higher than you initially wanted to sell it at. And then see what happens. And if it, like, we have another product, we listed it at the price we wanted to sell at. So we didn't actually list it higher. We listed the price we want to sell at, and it's sold really well, like 12 units, 8 units, 14 units, every day, right? And we're like, okay, wow. And we gave our price away for Vine. And actually, strangely aside, we actually had trouble with the packaging on the product, and we had to pull the product out of Amazon and repackage it. And that's a story for another day. And like I said, it just means concentrating on packaging. The supplier just let us down a little bit on that, but they did sort it out in the end. But what we done was we increased the price. So it went from, I think it was 32.95. I think it was 30.95, then went to 32.95, then 34.95, and now we're at 36.95, and the item is still selling consistently. No problem, right? And it's funny because when we put that item live, there was different pack sizes, and one of the larger pack sizes was at 39.95, and it was selling, but nowhere near as well as the 12 pack. But the 12 pack is almost the price of the larger pack, and it's having great sales every single day, and we've really good profits on that item. I think it's 12, 13, 14 pounds a unit, right? Now what would happen if we lowered the price down and we wanted to sell a lot of stock? I guarantee that item would fly. Like, Amazon would be like, there's high sales at 36.95. They've just lowered the price. It would just give so much traffic to it, right? But basically what I'm saying is, when the product goes live, test your pricing, along with getting those reviews in the door, and analyze the data. So hold it for a while, analyze the data, and then either increase the price if you feel like this could take it, or decrease the price if you feel you're just not getting enough traction, of enough sales, right? But don't just make knee-jerk reactions as well. Like, don't just do it today and then do it again tomorrow. Like, leave it for a week minimum, just to see how it's performing, right? That's how I do it. So literally, that's kind of like the way we launch products, but it's all about getting reviews. And once you get the reviews, just testing your pricing, either up or down, and figure out what works, and figure out what, like, run rate works for you, and what's the most profitable for you. Because if you decrease pricing, get more sales but less profit, that making more money than maybe having a slightly higher price, making more per unit but selling less units. You need to figure that out, and maybe the item isn't affected by price, like we've seen in one of our items. So yeah, there's my thoughts, but hopefully you find them useful, and hope you find them valuable. If you want to do this for yourself, if you want to actually launch a product, I don't know, we run in the partnership program anymore. Like, it's working well. I'm not sure we're going to keep doing it. But perhaps we will. I don't know. If you're interested, let me know. But that aside, if you want to learn how to find your own product, absolutely. So we've our academy program there, and we've other ways we can work together as well. So they're all in the links. And then any questions or anything at all, just put them down below in the comments. Happy to help, happy to answer them for you. Like the video, subscribe, all that kind of cool stuff. It really just nice to see it. Means I'm doing something right. And nonetheless, have a great day and great weekend whenever you're watching this. And I will chat you soon. Take care.